Hari Om, Namaskar. Welcome to Indian Knowledge Studies Academy. Our endeavor is to provide basic fundamental conceptual knowledge comprehensively covering the entire gamut of Sanatana Dharma through a suite of modules which we name them as 36 Chambers of Sanatan. Today's topic for our learning is Prasthana Traya. The Prasthana Traya comprises the Brahma Sutras, Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita, forming the core philosophical framework of Vedanta. Together, they explore the concepts of Brahman and Atman, discuss the nature of reality, and outline paths to liberation through knowledge, devotion, and righteous action. This triad serves as a guide for seekers of truth, providing insights into the nature of existence and the spiritual journey. The Prasthana Traya is a foundation set of texts in Vedanta philosophy. Particularly in Advaita Vedanta, it consists of three primary scriptures that provide the basis for understanding the philosophy of and principles of Vedanta. The term Prasthana Traya translates to threefold foundation, and it includes, as I said, Upanishads, Brahma Sutras, and Bhagavad Gita. Let's now briefly look at the summary of each one of them. Upanishads. The nature of the Upanishads are a collection of ancient Sanskrit texts that form the philosophical and mystical foundation of Vedanta. They are part of the Vedas, the oldest sacred scriptures of Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism. The Upanishads explore the nature of ultimate reality, Brahman, the superconsciousness, the self, Atman, the lower consciousness, and the relationship between the two. They address profound questions about existence, consciousness, and the universe. Key themes: Brahman, the ultimate unchanging reality that transcends all forms of attributes. Atman, the individual soul or self which is ultimately identical with Brahman. Maya, the concept of illusion or the apparent diversity of the world which veils the true non-dual nature of reality. Unity of self and Brahman, the realization that the individual self is not separate from the ultimate reality, but it is fundamentally one with it. Second is the Brahma Sutras. Traditionally, they are attributed to sage Badarayana Vyasa. The nature of the Brahma Sutras are a philosophical text that systematically summarizes and synthesizes the teachings of the Upanishads. They are a key text in Vedanta, focusing on the nature of Brahman and the means of attaining liberation, mukti, or moksha. The Brahma Sutras consist of 555 short aphorisms, sutras, organized into 4 chapters. They cover topics such as nature of Brahman, the creation and dissolution of the universe, and the methods of attaining self-realization, Atma Bodha, Atma Jnana, or Mukti or Moksha. The key themes are Brahman's nature, detailed discussion on the characteristics and nature of Brahman as the ultimate reality, interpretation of Vedic texts, methodologies for interpreting the Upanishads and integrating their teachings. Path to liberation. The text addresses various paths and practices leading to moksha, liberation, and the nature of the liberated state. Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is a 700-verse Hindu scripture that is part of the Indian epic Mahabharata. It is presented as a dialogue between the lower consciousness Nara, Prince Arjuna, and the Supreme Consciousness, Narayana, Lord Krishna, who serves as his charioteer. The Bhagavad Gita addresses the moral and philosophical dilemmas faced by Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Krishna imparts spiritual wisdom and guidance on various aspects of life, duty, and spirituality. The key themes are Dharma, the concept of duty and righteousness, emphasizing the importance of performing one's own duty or the Swadharma without attachment to the results or the fruits of actions. Paths to liberation. The Gita outlines different paths to spiritual realization, including the paths of knowledge, Jnana Yoga, devotion, Bhakti Yoga, and selfless action and action with perfection, Karma Yoga. Unity of divine and human. The text teaches that the divine presence, Krishna, pervades all aspects of existence, and that understanding one's relationship with the divine is key to spiritual fulfillment. The integration of Prasthana Traya, systematic understanding. Together, these three texts provide a comprehensive understanding of Vedanta philosophy. The Upanishads offer the foundational teachings. The Brahma Sutras systematize and clarify these teachings, and the Bhagavad Gita presents practical guidance and a synthesis of various paths to spiritual realization. Philosophical foundation. The Prasthana Traya serves as the core foundation for Advaita Vedanta, although other schools of Vedanta also reference these texts. They collectively address the nature of reality, the self, and the means to achieve liberation, mukti, or the moksha. Upanishads. While there are believed to be more Upanishads, like about 108 plus, the primary Upanishads or the principal Upanishads are supposed to be 10. The 10 principal Upanishads are Isha, Kena, Katha, Prashna, Mundaka, Mandukya, Taittiriya, Aitareya, Chandogya, and Brihadaranyaka, are ancient texts that explore the ultimate nature of reality and the self. They form the philosophical backbone of the Vedic tradition and offer insights that continue to resonate with both spiritual seekers and modern leaders. Exploring the essence of being, each Upanishad poses profound questions about existence, consciousness, and the interconnectedness of all life. For instance, the Isha Upanishad presents the idea that the divine pervades all things, urging us to see the sacred in every aspect of the world. The Kena Upanishad delves into mystery behind the senses and mind, asking what or who is behind the phenomena of perception. In the Katha Upanishad, a dialogue between young seeker and death unfolds, symbolizing the journey of the soul beyond the physical realm. Meanwhile, the Prashna Upanishad invites inquiry into the nature of life through a series of questions, fostering a spirit of inquiry and introspection. The Mundaka Upanishad distinguishes between higher eternal knowledge and the mundane transient information of everyday life. In a similar vein, the Mandukya Upanishad offers an analysis of the three states of consciousness: waking, dreaming, and deep sleep, culminating in the realization of transcendence. The Taittiriya and Aitareya Upanishads further investigate the layers of human experience and the cosmic order of creation, while the Chandogya and Brihadaranyaka Upanishads provide extensive discussions on the interplay between ritual philosophy and the quest for self-knowledge. Bridging ancient wisdom and the modern management is extremely important aspect. By understanding, studying, internalizing, and applying, one can lead an entire enlightened life. These timeless teachings find a contemporary echo in the management world. Modern leadership increasingly value self-awareness, ethical responsibility, and the recognition of interdependence principles that are deeply embedded in Upanishadic thought. The Bhagavad Gita, a spiritual text that synthesizes these ancient ideas, advises karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. You have a right to perform your prescribed duties, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your action. This verse, which highlights the importance of focusing on the process rather than being overly attached to outcomes, is particularly relevant for today's managers who must navigate uncertainty and complexity without losing sight of long-term goals. Furthermore, just as the Upanishads encourage deep self-reflection and the cultivation of inner wisdom, modern management theory emphasizes mindful leadership. Leaders are encouraged to develop emotional intelligence and resilience, attributes that not only improve decision-making but also foster an inclusive work environment. This holistic approach mirrors the Upanishadic vision of interconnectedness, reminding us that every action impacts the larger system, be it a family, community, nation, or a global organization. In today's dynamic business landscape, the teachings of these ancient texts serve as a guide for sustainable and ethical management. By embracing the principles of non-attachment, self-inquiry, and the pursuit of higher knowledge, leaders can create organizations that are not only efficient but also nurturing of human potential. Ultimately, the wisdom of the Upanishads, the Brahma Sutras, and the Bhagavad Gita, when coupled with the practical insights, offers a balanced framework that harmonizes personal growth with professional excellence, paving the way for a more mindful and integrated approach to modern leadership. Thus, we can summarize the Prasthana Traya, the Upanishads, Brahma Sutras, and Bhagavad Gita, and their significance and relevance even for today's contemporary modern lives for an enlightened living and integrated well-being. Till we meet next time, wish you a great and a happy learning. Namaskar.